Hello and welcome to our thought-provoking and education-oriented program, DPR, the Petroleum Industry Regulator. Today, our focus is on a new innovation brought into the Nigerian oil and gas, an innovation known as the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, NOGEC, for short. Now, this innovation is aimed at driving the three-pronged objectives critical to the oil and gas industry. There are stabilization, growth, and sustainability of the Nigerian oil and gas industry. But you'll get to know more about this wonderful innovation brought about by the brilliant brains in the Department of Petroleum Resources after the usual DPR tidbits. That is, happenings in the world of the oil and gas industry. I'm Sulaiman. Welcome. President Muhammad Buhari says the establishment of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, NOGEC, is in line with his administration commitment to foster not only stability in the Nigerian oil and gas industry, but also growth and sustainability agenda articulated in the National Petroleum Policy of 2017, National Gas Policy of 2017, and the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP, and the Economic Stability Plan of 2020.
Our new drive on diversification in the oil and gas industry has apparent remains on track as we expand government revenues and deploy it to our own gross domestic product, generate employment, and contribute to eliminating poverty in Nigeria.
The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timipre Silva, explains that though the center, under the direct supervision of the Department of Petroleum Resources, will leverage the existing capacity of the National Data Repository as the principal data warehouse of the industry. Now, this is to drive initiatives that will enhance safety, value, and cost efficiency across all operations in the industry.
The establishment of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center is not only a response to a safer, cost-efficient, and sustainable oil and gas industry, but also a strategic move to position Nigeria as a regional and global leader in cost efficiency, breakthrough solutions, and value-added services for the industry.
The Director and Chief Executive Officer, Department of Petroleum Resources, Engineer Saraki Awalu, says the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center encompasses industry-focused programs that will drive strategic mediation in operations, skill and competence development, use of big data and artificial intelligence for decision-making. It will also deploy proven technology for secondary and tertiary oil recovery, as well as a coordinated emergency response.
We have no doubt that the industry now has the resource and platform to interact, cooperate, collaborate, and on salient industry issues that remains impediment to cost reduction, safe operation, and optimum value optimization.
The center, which will make use of the Lagos Annex Head Office of the department for its operations, is made up of 5 canters. Now, it was virtually commissioned by President Muhammad Buhari. The Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, will continue to introduce strategic solutions to guarantee profitability and investment in downstream operations and Nigeria's oil and gas industry as a whole. Where then Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Department of Petroleum Resources, Engineer Saraki Awalu, made this promise at the launch of his downstream remote monitoring system, DRMS, recently in Abuja, Nigeria's capital.
The DREAMS system gives us what we call QQIS, quantity, quality, integrity, and safety. The quantity DREAM will help us guarantee and ensure that quality is delivered.
The head downstream, Malam Bashir Sadiq, who also made a special presentation on DRMS, gave some salient points here.
Why do we need dreams? First of all, In this business of providing energy for the country, it is important that we have real-time data. What we have currently are manual processes, which is time-consuming, is not always up to date. We also need to simplify the cumbersome processes that we have in place so that we can achieve efficiency.
Now, goodwill messages were delivered by representatives of chairmen of committees on downstream of both houses of the National Assembly, as well as other stakeholders, including the FRSC, DAPMAN, IPMAN, MOMAN, and many others. Now, DRMS, also known as E-Station, is an inventory and regulatory tool designed to track movement of petroleum products from depots to retail outlets and product levels across depots and retail outlets using, wait for this, a USSD code *7117#.
This is a special announcement from the Department of Petroleum Resources. Do not keep petrol in jerry cans inside your rooms. Ensure that it is kept well outside the living environment and away from children. Avoid using your cell phone in petrol filling stations during refueling of your car. It can cause spark and ignite fire. Do not smoke or use naked light where petrol is being stored or sold. Turn off your car engine at filling station when buying fuel in your tank. Avoid filling your generating set with petrol when the engine is still running. Always ensure that the engine is switched off. Ensure that when pouring petrol into a container, it is done in a ventilated area and in safe manner. For more information, visit the nearest DPR office or our website
www.dpr.gov.ng. Going through the profile and a tour of the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center on number 7, Kofa Bayomi Street on Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria's economic capital, one could not but marvel at the ingenuity of the initiatives of the project, designed not only to enhance safety in the Nigeria oil and gas industry, but also add value and cost efficiency to the industry's operations. This background report will give you a little insight in what NOGEC is all about.
The National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, better known as NOGEC, is structured to drive three-pronged objectives that are critical for oil and gas industry stability, growth, and sustainability. They are safety, value, and cost efficiency.
Nigeria is once again fully open for those willing to conduct business in a fair and equitable way.
The center will afford the Nigerian oil and gas business and industry the crucial elements for competitive advantage in the changing landscape.
The oil and gas industry to introduce and harness new technologies and ideas that will lead to development of new strategies that would attract and enhance inflow of foreign investments.
The integrated center will also entrench Nigeria's status as a regional leader and position the nation for significant global impact in the provision of value-added services and breakthrough solutions for the industry in years and decades to come.
Our focus is to look at what is best for the industry that will create more value for Nigeria.
In order to comprehensively cover key areas of the industry and target the threefold values drivers of safety, value, and cost efficiency, the integrated NOGEC complex is structured to house the following centers. 1. Search, Rescue and Surveillance Command and Control Center. 2. National Improved Oil Recovery Center. 3. Oil and Gas Alternative Dispute Resolution Center. 4. Oil and Gas Competence Development Center. And 5. Integrated Data Mining and Analytics Center. Search, Rescue and Surveillance (SERAS) is an industry-wide program established to enhance safety management, emergency preparedness and response, as well as bed space management and logistics services across the industry. SERAS will entrench safe practices, drive cost reduction, and improve operational efficiency across the industry. The SERA's Command and Control Center, CCC, is established at the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, Lagos, while 2 other Rescue Coordination Centers, RCC, will be set up at Osubi and Brass in the first instance for effective coverage of areas of operations. The National Improved Oil Recovery Center is established to formulate and implement strategies for improved and enhanced oil recovery methods in the Nigeria oil and gas industry for the purpose of achieving maximum production at the lowest possible cost. Oil and Gas Alternative Dispute Resolution Center offers arbitration, mediation, and conciliation services for the industry. The center will leverage industry technical experts to provide fair and balanced resolutions of the industry's related disputes from an informed position, as well as access to robust data from the National Data Repository. The Oil and Gas Competence Development Center is a world-class center of excellence that will serve as the innovation hub for the oil and gas industry in Nigeria and beyond. The center will feature state-of-the-art training facilities, meeting rooms, conferencing, electronic library, digital visualization center, co-working spaces designed to stimulate creative thinking to proffer solutions for the technical and business challenges facing the energy sector. The Integrated Data Mining and Analytics Center will provide a platform for appropriate analysis of industry data to provide meaningful insights that will enable effective decision-making for investment, asset development, portfolio management, and operational excellence.
What an in-depth information on what NOGEC is all about. From that background report, I'll now hand you over to Femi Fafiebi for an interview with the brain behind all of these innovations. Is none other person than the Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Department of Petroleum Resources, Engineer Sarki Awalu.
Thanks for joining us on yet another interview segment of the program. This evening we are privileged to host the man at the helm of affairs of Nigeria's oil and gas industry regulator, business enabler, and opportunity provider. I talk of no one else than the Director of the Department of Petroleum Resources in the person of Engineer Sarki Awalu, also the CEO of DPR, and they'll be talking about one of the latest innovations in the industry as far as these issues are concerned. Let me welcome our guest. Sir, you're welcome to the interview segment.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, I would like to first of all look at the issue of a new innovation, which is the National Oil and Gas Excellence Center, NOGEC. Situated at Kufuor Abayomi Street in Lagos. And sir, we would like to ask first, why and how was this project idea conceived?
Thank you very much for letting me talk about the Nigerian Oil and Gas Excellence Center. You know, the Nigerian Oil and Gas Excellence Center, it is conceived after Mr. President promised Nigerians that this country is open for business and this country need to have better transparency and the energy need to be diversified. And we took that as directives and inspiration to see how can we allow that to happen, make it to Nigerians that the president has spoken. So you can remember that when President Muhammadu Buhari appointed his cabinet, he gave each and every minister priority areas. So part of the priority areas that was given to Honorable Minister of State Chief Chimepri Silva is to see how he can harness technology to improve safety, get cost efficiency, and create value. So on this basis, NOGEC Center was conceived, and the three fronts of cost, safety, and value creation, the NOGEC Center was born. And the center, we put it to have 5 different centers come together to have that excellent center. The first among them is the National Improved Oil Recovery Center, whereby it is triggered to enhance oil recovery. And the second one is to improve cost reduction, which is SERAS, cooperation between companies and how they can do business in a very reduced cost. Then third is integrated data mining and analytics center, whereby we'll make data available and get people to know who really owns what and how can you really get data to do your business in equitable way. And the fourth is competence development center, improving soft and hard skill in the industry. And the last but not the least is eliminating of litigation in the industry. So alternative dispute resolution center was put together. So these are the 5 pillars of NOGEC, and the president commissioned the NOGEC to our delight and to the delight of 200 million Nigerians.
What is NOGEC actually established to achieve, basically?
Safety, cost reduction, and value addition. For safety, the center will provide central coordination center for search, rescue, and surveillance, for medical emergencies, for HSC emergencies, for security emergencies. So all this across the value chain, whatever happened, there is an established system in which you can just call upon and a response will be provided. Rescue or surveillance or search in case happen, whether it is offshore or onshore, across the value chain. And with that, there is cooperation agreement or cooperation effort, whereby combined flights, doing things together, integrating the industry to really work together to see how we can reduce cost. Ability to use technology that will enhance production and reduce cost. Ability to use proven systems and methods that will yield in improved oil recovery.
So we understand, sir, that the integrated center will also entrench Nigeria's status as a regional leader and position the nation for significant global impact. With the highest oil and gas reserves in Africa, would you say we are not yet already, the regional leader?
Yes, there is no permanent champion. If you are a regional leader, you need to maintain that leadership. So the center is set to achieve more leadership in terms of oil and gas activity in West African sub-region. Of course, we are forced to reckon with in the world, but we need to improve. For example, currently the secondary and tertiary recovery system is yet to be activated. The center will do that. And the cooperation agreement in terms of search and rescue, there is none in West Africa. We need to do that. There is West African pipeline, as you know, we supply gas to our neighbors. We need to really enhance and improve that. And again, as a regional leader, we need to show by example.
Now, you just said not long ago that NOGEC is established to achieve the 3-pronged objectives of safety, value, and cost efficiency. Can you just please give us a further breakdown of this and then tell us if it has not been, DPR has not been operating on those values before?
You see, as you say, safety, value, and cost efficiency, the entire oil and gas business is based on 2 things: revenue interest and safety. Because each and every activity across the value chain requires ultimate safety, heart and mind for the people, integrity for the facility, and at the same time making it profitable. So the first cardinal, that is safety. DPR has been maintaining a lot of safety values by creating guidelines, regulations, often which the business will be done safely. But in addition to that, there has to be an effort whereby you bring in new technologies, new methods that will maintain that safety but reduce costs. That is one point. Then, value creation. We cannot afford to have maybe 37 billion barrel and 203 trillion cubic feet of gas without really putting it back, diversifying it in a way that it will affect the economy. That's the value we want to create. We want to see how we can get a kind of double-digit contribution to our GDP. And because at present, the oil and gas industry contributes less than 10% of our GDP. And we provide over 75% of the foreign exchange and less than 10% of the GDP. So with that, NOGEC Center, what is set to do is to see how we can increase this GDP. And for the cost efficiency, we see how we can bring companies together for a common utilization of a resource that is needed by all. That we will collapse the cost of operation and we will improve cooperation among the operators. As we issue them the license, we want the license to really work the way it should be. So technically, it is a center that will not only help DPR to further achieve miles on what we do, but it will be a game changer for the entire industry and the economy.
Well, viewer, in case you're just joining us, I'm having the privilege of speaking with the Director and CEO of the Department of Petroleum Resources, Engineer Sarki Anwalu, and he's been talking about issues relating to NOGEC. Sir, I'll be asking you right now, in what way will NOGEC be able to carry along other stakeholders, you know, in the Nigerian oil and gas industry?
You see, the stakeholders of Nigerian oil and gas industry are many. First, we have the investors. These investors, they need transparency for them to invest their money. As you know, DPR as business enabler and opportunity provider, no investor will invest without DPR license if it is oil and gas. So the NOGEC Center is there to give ultimate transparency of people participating in the industry. It gives factual data in which it will comport investor to really invest in the oil and gas industry. Then the second stakeholder is the operators, the people that participate, people that need skills, whether company or individual. NOGEC Center will have, or is having, a competence development center whereby technologies, methods, skills are shared so that they will come, do it right, and optimal cost. Then third, stakeholders, that is government and people. Government and people will have value for what they have.
Yeah, well, as we close, sir, I don't know, maybe you have a word of encouragement for Nigerians out there, particularly for those stakeholders who may be losing hope. Maybe they are having challenges in their areas of operation. You want to give them hope?
I can say that now it's not only hope. I am giving them a good news, a good story, a good gift. Our country is open for business. We know there is a stigma, but every oil and gas industry player, serious one, they are in Nigeria. The largest oil and gas corporation is in Nigeria. The largest service company is in Nigeria. In fact, people are rushing to come to Nigeria. This is a good country. This is an investment heaven. And we have established a system and process that is transparent. You need to know whatever you want in terms of information on oil and gas across the value chain is there available. So I enjoin our people and the entire global community that are interested in oil and gas business that our country is open for business and we are ready.
Thank you very much, sir. I must appreciate your valuable time that you've spent with us on this interview segment, and we look forward to hosting you some other time very soon.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure speaking with you, sir.
Thank you.
Dear viewer, well, that's about it, and we are hoping that next week I will be privileged to bring you yet another very interesting topic on this interview segment of the program. I'll be handing you over now to Sulaiman. Thanks for watching. I am Femi Fafiebi.
Many thanks for watching. I hope you've learned a lot and the various innovations being introduced to the Nigerian oil and gas industry, especially in the area of safety of lives of workers, host communities, and infrastructure used in the production of oil and gas, the cornerstone of Nigeria's economy. Well, that's where I draw the curtain onto this program. Join me same time next week for more interesting topics that makes DPR